Hi there, lovely stitchers. Hope you're all well. I've had a couple of questions over on the YouTube comments, and I thought before I start today's video, even though I have answered them in the comments, sometimes it's easier to just tell you myself, because you know, our comments can get sort of lost in a bit of translation, even though it's all sort of, I try my best to sort of answer honestly and tell you how it is. First up was a question about the yarn hanks and the postage. I want to address that because myself and Heather weren't aware that the postage rate was so high on there, so we've gone back to the website builder, and it's not their fault. It's like it's come back and it's a bit of a glitch going on. It's just set itself at a standard medium parcel, so it is being looked into, and hopefully, fingers crossed, by Monday that will all be sorted. So I really hope that you'll stick with it and have another look on this coming Monday at, you know, at these little things, because obviously I'm not here to make any kind of money on the Royal Mail postage. It is what it's set at, but it's sort of flicking in, and for some reason it's being a big huge parcel, and when it's only a little tiny packet. So anyway, hopefully, fingers crossed, that'll get sorted by Monday, and hopefully you'll be able to hang on in there and bear with. It's all new to us, the website and the shop, so we've come away from the Etsy because it was getting a little bit too expensive, so trying to keep our costs down, we thought we'd go for a website which would alleviate all this sort of non-area, grey area on postal. So, but it's had a bit of a glitch, so that's done, hopefully sorted. If you've messaged me about it, I don't know whether or not you can send me a direct message via the website, or if you can go to my Facebook and send me and if you want something send in, I don't know how it works, so just please bear with us, that's all I'll say. You know, like I say, that is a brand new thing, the website, so we are trying to build on it and look into things. Someone asked about these little trays of oh my gosh, I've forgotten the word, buttons. We call them buttons, they're definitely buttons. This is something that I've been looking into doing, sort of putting on, because I get a lot of vintage buttons, so I was sort of thinking I might do some little vintage button packs. I will, it's something, yes, definitely I can do, but bear with me with how I'm going to address that. I don't know at this moment in time. The other thing was about, what was it about? Oh, it's about the base fabric I used. Now, I don't want you all coming at me here. This is a piece of, I would like to think it's some kind of cottony lace, cotton, heavy cotton. It's the runner off the back of a couch or settee or sofa, and it's a really long piece with lace on it, and that I've picked up in a thrift store, charity shop, for about 50p, and thought, you know what, you're coming home with me, that's a great base fabric. So that's what I do. This is what I do, ladies and gents. I cut up other people's beloved stuff that's been sitting in the cupboard for years, and yeah, chop it up and make it into something new. Breathe new life into it. That's what I like to say, because I bet you your bottom dollar that we've all got something sitting in the linen cupboard gathering dust that comes out at, well, maybe sometimes never, or Christmas time, or once in a blue moon. So I just decided that it's not going to happen to me anymore. That my other thing is linens. These are French linen sheets or napkins, or this one's been embroidered with a bit of a monogram. I'll just chop them up. I go over to France to visit my brother. I come across them, bits and bobs, and I buy them and bring them home with me if I can squeeze them in my suitcase, or my brother brings them home with him when he comes at Christmas. But some of them can be quite stiff and they're beautiful for stitching on. Some of them can be quite well worn and have, this particular one doesn't have anything, but they might have little mends in them. Actually, I think this was a napkin because it's got a little grain in it, but that's where I don't stock those in the shop, unfortunately, as of yet, because I can't get hold of enough. I do have a couple of little bundles on there with things like, when I am cutting things up from the French linens and laces, I will make little bundles up, but they go really, really quickly. I do believe there is 1 or 2 left on the website. So like I say, the other thing I'll do is old cotton pillar slips. I try not to buy any yardage of material. That's my thing. These have been, I don't know where they're from, I don't know, but old, they're perfect. If they're 100% cotton, they're for me. That's how I look at it. I know, oh dear. And I'm like this little magpie in a charity shop. I went with the other day, and if you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you'll have seen me and my daughter went on a little mission, and I was having a look and I thought, oh, doily. I can see a lace doily sticking out of this box. So off I was beetling across the shop. My friends all say to me, how do you find them? I can never find them. It must be like their siren song to me. That's all I'm going to say. They're just like, hello Rachel, come and find us. And now I'm there. And I'll be on the floor emptying out a box of what looks like scrappy junk. And it is scrappy junk to most people. And I just have a little rummage and get anything with a bit of lace, anything that's old tablecloth. The other thing I like to use will be, those embroideries that have the embroidery already printed on them. Because I know I'm never going to use them, I'll buy them for 50p and I'll chop them up and use the fabric base, and I don't mind that it's got the lines on it. It all adds to it. So that's where most of my fabric comes from. That, and it's usually gifted to me. Very, very rarely do I buy yardage. If I'm buying yardage or meterage in the UK, it is calico. I'll buy 100% natural calico. I don't sort of tend to go for anything else, other than if I can get my hands on linen, but it has to be a good weighted linen, like a thicker weighted linen. So and that has to be at a good price, because I'm not mean. I just like to think, well, we all like to get something on our terms, don't we? So yeah, so I hope that's answered some of your questions about what I do have and what I can get. But talking about, I will say about the French linens, the antique linens and lace, it's something that I'm sort of looking into doing a little bit more if I can get hold of it. But it is going to be very, very little and often. So yeah, like I say, it's, I can't explain it anymore really, but just drop me a message if you need anything, you know, if you have any more questions. That's absolutely fine. But right, I need a slurp of tea, sorry, after all that. I hate that I feel like I have to explain myself, and I feel like I feel really disappointed that I can't deliver on every single thing, and some things are out of my hands, and you know, so I do like to come on and sort of try and explain a little bit every now and then. Oh, lovely. Right then, let's crack on with the next bit. Just move all this out of the way that I've just piled up on top of my workspace. Oh, that's my little notes to myself. Try not to throw anything away. Oh, I went out for a ride in the car yesterday evening with my son. He's about to take his heavy goods vehicle license, training, etc, whatever, and he had to go for a medical. So Reggie and I and the son and I went off in the car, and I took my sewing, but I took out the sewing box and then didn't bring it in this morning, so I'm just having a little rummage around. It's there. Ouch. I just pinned myself. I'm trying not to pin myself. Where are we? This is what happens in your little set. Oh my goodness me, look at the state of it. Does anybody else have this problem? I start out with all great intentions and then end up with, that can go in the ought. If you didn't catch what an ought was, I usually have a little jar to the side and I put all my threads in there and then keep them. I've got jars full of them. Thimble, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking for. You. Get rid of you. In fact, although, ooh, that might come in useful. Right. I'm just going to put those down there. Right, okay. I'm just going to load my needle up with a bit of thread. Now, I did say that I'm going to try and keep to one colour or a couple of colours, but of course I can't find the, oh right, we're here. I say I can't find the colour I'm looking for. I also don't stock the threads in the shop. Reason behind that is because I just can't compete with the big guys out there, so it's a little bit of one of them, you know. If I bought it, I'd have to, it wouldn't be a reasonable price to pass on to you peeps, which is, like I say, that's what I'm here for. I'm trying not to make anything that's got a big heavy label price. Oh my goodness me, where's my scissors? They feel a bit blunt on the end. Right, got it. I think I've talked about being licking the end of your thread before, and when I was teaching I used to think, oh no, can't do that, so I learned at a very early on stage not to lick the end of your thread. You don't know what's been going on there with one of the students, whether they've actually washed their hands or anything, so I tend to try not to do that. But Right, okay, we're in, we're sorted, and I'm going, oops, I'm going to find, can you remember that one I found? It was this, wasn't it? Look at you. Oh, can you see that? It's like a little, I don't know what it is, but it's beautiful. I'm totally in love with that. Randomly. I do get that feeling that I just like I love textiles. I can't go in a place and not have a little feel of textiles, and I find I struggle when I go to the quilt show and you can't touch anything. We don't. Oh, I've lost my needle. What have I done with that? Anybody? Oh my goodness me. Oh, you there? Oh, do you know, I used to be, I feel like I'm a bit scatterbrained, but I am a bit scatterbrained. I don't care. Right, yeah, you know, if you don't like it, you don't like it. But I'd say to the kids at school, I'd say, oh, anybody see my glasses? And they'd say, yes miss, you're wearing them on your head. They sort of got to know me. Or I'd be walking around the room with something, a pen, and the amount of pens I'd lose would be, oh, outrageous. This is like a little bit of roving, I want to say, knotted onto a thread. Anyway, it doesn't matter. They are in the shop, and I promise that the postage on them will get sorted out. But in the meantime, if you desperately want to order some, I think the best thing is to sort of refund the postage if that's the extortionate postage, if somebody really wanted to order it. But yeah, if you're overseas, you probably you're probably not getting this, because the overseas is probably set at something completely different. But yeah, I know I'm waffling on about it now, because it's because it's bothered me, and you know that it was quite a lot of money. Hey ho. So I'm literally going to couch down anything I like. I want to come down there a bit. These look a little bit like little morning clouds, I'd say. Would you? Don't know. Them little wispy, whatever. I'm sure they've got a name. Well, I know they've got a name. It's like nimbus or something like that. I don't know cloud names or what they're supposed to be. Cirrus, nimbus, cirrus, columbus, that sort of. I know the names, just don't know which one's which. But have I waffled on a lot? I have. Oh my gosh, we're 20 minutes in and I've only just started stitching. Oh, this is where I come. I must note to self, just get stitching, right? But you can see, I mean, my process of stitch isn't anything crazy hard. It's just, I've actually got a blooming needle hanging down again. That one. I don't know where you are. Yeah, it's nothing hard. I don't profess to be the you know, the best embroideress. but I will say that I do love embroidery. It's my go-to. Right then, Gertrude, hello. Hello, shall we move those needles out of the way? Oh yes, let's move them, because if not they will be okay. Yeah, I do love embroidery. It's my passion, but not in the sense of the word of sort of strict lines of stitches and things. I like a good meandering stitch. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, because I didn't explain that that's what I was going to do, did I? I'm going to just catch that bit down as well, even though I could probably stitch that. Lovely. Just get rid of this other bit of thread that's stuck under there. I'm going to start layering up little different bits and bobs that might make, look at you, oh my gosh, yeah, that might make up part of the landscape of the next layer up. Like, for instance, I don't know what's coming to my brain at that, but I just saw that and thought, where was that other little bit that I put down there? You two are coming onto this somewhere, we will see. So for instance, that's what I was, try not to get too distracted. Ooh, shinies. For instance, here's a bit out of this, and I was thinking, look at that, that makes like a bit of a hedge. Don't know whether you can see it. Is it? Sometimes if I'm working too fast, this goes out of focus. So that could be a hedge, and I've stitched, not that you can see, I've sort of stitched in different various directions, so coming along and across and down to make it look a little bit like fields, because that's what I have across the way, although they aren't in my neck of the woods where I am in D.H. Lawrence country. They aren't ploughed fields, they're grazing for sheep and cattle. We have beautiful cattle across the way. So this is where I'm, and I can spend ages doing this. I might use a bit of that actually, so I'll just snip a bit off. I like that. It's like a little, I don't know whether you can see it. Can you see it on there? I've got this earthy kind of vibe. Oh, that's the same thing. Look at you. Just gonna snip a bit off there, and yeah, and then we've got a tree plantation and we've got a mine, an old mine headstocks, which actually we're just trying to save at the minute. It's just been taken down because it was dangerous, so the village is up in arms. You can imagine, can't you? They're all out there with the placards trying to do the best for it. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh, this is so, I love this stuff. I could spend hours on this. So I'm just going to build up my landscape, but actually want to do a bit more and think about, because this has got in the actual picture, not that I'm going by the picture, but it's in my head. my actual original kind of picture, it was frosty. So I just want to, that I might be able to stitch with that. I might use that to stitch with. I'm going to use a bit of that because that'll look like frost. So right, let's get a needle. Let's get a needle loaded up. What we're going with. That's a chenille. This is a 22. Has it got it? Yeah, a 22. Because my tendency is to go for something that's thicker than your thread, so it's not popping, but it will pop because I'm pulling through something quite thick. But if you're struggling to get your thread through, go up a needle size, a thickness, needle thickness. Right, I'm going to come in here with that. So let's just move you. Like I say, oh, I've got a neck bracelet on, I forgot about. Let's not clank you about. Just get rid of you. You can hear it's sort of popping, but there's not an awful lot you can do about it really, but just go up in a size needle. Now I'm going to come across my piece of thread and sort of go a longer couching because I want this to be seen, and come back. I don't try and hide my stitches. I always try and make my stitches work for me. Oh. Even though that's twisted around, I quite like. I want it to sort of stand up a bit. I'm not trying to pull it down too much. I will say, if you have come to my channel and you've sort of just happened upon me, I'm not here to teach you how to do the embroidery stitches, although there are some how-tos, and they are my way, and they're not, you know, I'm not trying to sort of say you must do it this way. You might have developed a different way that suits you, and that's absolutely fine. So I'm just going to come in and I'm going to do a couple of biggish stitches there. Yeah, what I was going to say was I'm just designing a kind of textile-y random thing, don't know what you call it, backdrop for what I'm going to do. And I just wanted to, you know, I just sort of go with whatever pops into my head. It's like you saw me pick up those two little pieces of ribbon and go, ooh, they're coming into at some stage, which they probably will, but where my head's at with it, it's hard to say. But yeah, there's a little, I might even put some little sheep in. Not that we've got any sheep at the minute, or cows. They're all tucked up for the winter. I haven't had any lambs for a while in the field opposite, because we tend to get these. We've got some beautiful cows, and I always forget what they're called, but they're not. They're like a cream curly coated thing. Beautiful. Right. I'm not sure about that now. I can't shut it down. I'll have a think. I might have to change it. But I'm going to come in and I did see, where's that piece of, it's here. I'm going to come in and do, because on this horizon here, the sun shades are really quite, I've got a bit more wriggly bit there. Oh look, oh, yeah, look at you. I'm going to come in and, right, that's going on there. Come in and give you a bit of a zhuzh up, a glow up, because I feel like that was where the sun, it wants to be really quite intense just there. Move some things out the way and get a thread. Have I got a little thinner thread? Might come in with a bit of that. I know oh no, I've got that, haven't I? I know I frustrate some people because my brain is going, oh no, let's go there, let's go there. I know. I did have one lady say, oh, come on, get on with it. Can't. Sorry. Oh. Oh. Right. Holding my breath again to thread the needle. That's got a bit of a lumpy knot in it. Will it come out? I'm just going to snip it off. Put you in there. Bum, bum, bum. Right, let's stitch you down. Try not to, I'm going to try not to squash this down and make it flat. So little tiny stitches are the order of the day. I'm going to use them. But can you see where what I'm doing? And I'm sort of building up the next layer of my story, if you like, of my painting, bit like you would if you were making doing an oil painting, or it's the same kind of thing. You just, I say that like I oil paint, don't I? I don't. But this is what I imagine. I don't know, you know, these famous landscape artists, a constable, or I only know a constable off the top of my head right this second. But, you know, I imagine that they layered up their art oils and to make them textured. Oh dear. So I am layering up, and I don't care that it's not the right colour. It's coming in in those similar kind of things that I want. I'm going to put you, just going to give you a little tiny tuck down, just so you're not standing up too much. And I'm coming over, and I'm not worrying about these edges, because they will be hidden when I make when I sew it together and make the little heart piece. Just going to come out a little bit there. So the intention is to make a little heart and stuff it. So I don't know whether or not, and without going back and listening to myself waffle, which, oh, cringe, I don't want to do. I mentioned that in the beginning. I probably didn't, you know. I get so excited about what I'm going to do, I forget to tell you the whole story. Right, you can go back in there. So you'll need a backing as well, so you want two pieces. So we're going to stitch it and whatever. Stitch it and stuff it. don't know where that's gone. So I'm thinking up here on the ladle, I might put a little house. Not there because that'd be floating in the, wouldn't it? And I have no sort of size perspective either. I don't care about that. That's not what I'm about. We're not about that. I'll have a think about that. That might be better. Got a little bit of a thing going on. Don't know. I don't know. But so I'm just going to start. Obviously, I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me do all that. Although I know, actually, you probably want to, or don't want to. But I'm just thinking about this again. I keep coming back to this, don't I? I think it's because it's that little. Don't know. I don't know. But I will go in. Ooh. We like that, don't we? I like that a lot. Yeah, that's going on. I'm just mindful that I've got my little pointy bit there, that I don't keep going over it as well, because that's another thing that I'll do. I tend to forget what I'm doing. So just build up your layers of your picture that you're building. You might not have, I mean, I don't know what everybody's making, got no idea, but we'll see with that one. But doesn't matter if it's sticking out, if it's bulking out or whatever. I might put a feather in it, I might put a piece of twig in it, you know, but this is my sort of, this is what I'm doing this time. So if you've enjoyed this video and my waffle, hey Reggie's just back from his little walk, please give me a thumbs up, and I hope you get the idea of what I'm trying to do. I'm sort of trying to layer up the next layer, and then we'll do the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. So yeah, so if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. If you're new, give me the thumbs up. Like I say, I'm trying to reply to comments, and if I can, I'll do it straight up. So happy stitching, and I'll see you all again soon, and I look forward to seeing what you create. Bye bye.